Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and I apologize. I think I might have dirt and stuff on me. But that's not what's important right now. What's important is the good news that I'm bringing you. And also, a message to say, if you're feeling really beat up and like God doesn't love you, there's a good chance if you're being persecuted and beat up horribly bad, He loves you way more than you would even realize. It's that the devil and his minions hate you. But I want you to know that you have rewards in heaven for your endurance. Now on with the good news, because this is good news. It's going to sound like bad news in a way. You're going to have to wait until the end. And I might go back to the bad news, but it's really good news. And I hope that that comes out in this message. Now I made the notes as best as possible. This has been, I don't know how long. Most of it just came together today. And the good news is Jesus Christ is always the good news. A new thing, yes. This is in Isaiah 43, and God does do new things. He does them all the time. And the evil is going to eat their own evil, and they will eventually disappear, never be found again, or God's going to remove them from the planet. They'll be taking themselves down. A very new thing, a renewal, a revived America. Maybe we will be calling this the second new America, I don't know, or the third. But it's a new America, a new government. Any people you see in the forefront right now will not be the leaders of the second new America or whatever ends up being the renaming. There will be different departments and the government will be set up quite differently. There will be groups that work as groups. No major leader will be allowed to have executive power. We will have everything back in order and more of a tribal community setting of a government. Regions will be very different because of the fires and the devastations. This isn't that strong yet. I'm only using this for clarity, is that I don't know the shape of the regions, not that that's important. It's just that from heaven it'll be very obvious. Even if you're flying overhead in a plane, when you fly over the new America one day, you're going to remember the devastations because these regions are going to be kind of like cut off from one another in a way. In North America, in our country, the U.S., and you're going to see these pockets where the new regions are rebuilding. And then I don't know what the separation is exactly between the regions, but it's still the same country. It's just that we only will be able to build up so much of these regions, and there's going to be a distinct gap between each region from the devastation. So above, in a plane or the heavens, we'll always remember the devastation of young America and the sins that brought it down. And these markers will be able to be seen from the sky. So any of the old leaders will no longer be. I don't know if they just kind of drift off into the far distance, which they will want to because of their shame. But we will nearly be confined in these regions. We're going to be kind of corralled into these spots. It's going to feel very much so like a punishment because it kind of is. Anytime the Lord corrals or separates or brings regions to a smaller, obviously allows them to a smaller population, something went seriously haywire somewhere along the line, or it's just what happens. And none of us will ever be able to fully explain it. The new leaders are chosen by the people authentically. There is no more allowed to be money involved in the elections of the people that will be helping the people. So we will have the leaders, but at no point in time are these leaders allowed to override the general population of people. Is this understood? We no longer will have this monstrosity. that has taken place with our leaders and how this country has been destroyed. All retributions, all land rights go back to who they're supposed to go back to. None of the legislation has a say in it. This is all strictly by Creator God's hand and His hand alone. And no other man or woman will be able to take credit for how He realigns this continent. Now, I'm only speaking for where I live. I'm not speaking for Canada right now or Mexico. I don't know if I'm supposed to be generalizing the entire North American continent. We're not there right now. Where I am right now is I'm in my home country, and I'm discussing how God is going to reconfigure landlines, regions, and most of it will be unavoidable because of the devastations. So it will just be a natural flow of events, because certain areas just simply won't be dwellable for a while, or the cleanup will take so long that we just simply won't be able to be there. It will be like walking around and looking at Armageddon for quite some time. Most people, the sheer sight of it, they won't be able to bear it anymore. They'll be longing so much for the old world, the old way it was, and it never was what it was. But they'll still be longing for the old way. But yet the old way was what foundated the corruption of today. So those people just kind of pass away from devastation and mourning. But there is a new world coming. And they wanted the New World Order, but it is being pulled to a halt. It may not look like that right now, and you have no idea how chancy this is for me to say these things. Not only because of what labels are already on me, but when it doesn't look like it could appear, I don't really care. Because there's only a couple people here. I'm supposed to share these messages for whatever generation or whoever's supposed to see it. So I hope that the good news is heard in this message, because eventually we will be a strong nation again. It'll be a completely new army. Our army will only be focused on protecting our lands. We will no longer be in mischief, cohesions, money deals, or anything else with foreign entities. If and when we're capable and we're able to do humanitarian efforts, we will. But it is only agreed upon as an entire nation before we take on any added stress or strain in our financial toil. Because from this day forward, when these events are completely developed and in fruition, we will be rebuilding our financial institutions and financial independence. Police will no longer be able to harass people unannounced. The laws that are now intact will not be the laws of the future. Things that were illegal are denounced as something that the government had a right to override will no longer be allowed. Because we will have retained most of the roots, or the good parts, the branches, the roots of the Constitution, with maybe, I guess, revamping of obviously some of it, rewording of some of it, so that it is inclusive and includes everyone as equal human beings, man or woman, no matter what creed, race, or culture. Is this understood? Now, this is something that's going to happen. And as far as I know, I might see it when I didn't think I was going to ever make it past 30 there for a while, was there will be far less scoffers when this new government is established. There will never be anything allowed in the sense of these rumors, defamation, any of that. Anytime anyone tries to stir the pot and they're in the legislation or the group that is running things, those people are immediately demoted. There is no fanfare about it. It's discussed in a group. It's taken to the people. And it is decided on who's good and who's bad. And it will eliminate fraud, lying, and a lot of other things, this broad and open presentation. And it gives people their power back, which is what is needed. None of these situations will be based on who the original owners are, or who lived where when, or whose heritage was what when, how and why. It's just based on equality. Alrighty, folks? But until then, and I don't know, I have no idea how long right now. And I can't, I had said the 50-year thing. Yeah, I was getting 50 years, but now that I'm listening to the story I'm telling, it sounds like some fanciful fantasy world. So I don't know if I'm discussing the full end, like the new heaven and the new earth, but there's another chance, and I think us as this country, as young as we are, and as many lying buffoons as we have, and how stupidly obvious it is running things, I think we can pull it off. And really, this is all being done by God, though. That's what's probably not going to make much sense to people here, is it's going to be all God, and it'll never be forgotten, because he's going to have pulled us out of this hellhole. And whatever this looks like from the heavens, or when you're flying above, if we ever get planes back up off the ground again, after all of these things have to keep blowing up, is one thing that you need to really watch for is the rapture people, because they're rising up again, and they're going to be in for a sad awakening, because it's not rapture, but it is a huge world collapse, mostly a world collapse, because it just didn't go right. So I just hope that this gives people hope, and I'm not really in the business, you can laugh, please. If that's all you get out of this, that's better than crying or wanting to do yourself in. So if it's just funny, that's fine. And if it one day comes to life, just remember me. I was one of them that God let know that we don't need to get our rapture boots on. It's rebuilding. We're not rebuilding yet. We're still in the collapse, and we're going to continue to be in the collapse. And any of the faces you see up in their suit and ties in their conference rooms in Congress and all this shit they keep putting people through, that will no longer be. This new government, cut and dry, it's all up in front. It's not, none of this fanfare, ain't none of it. Ain't none of it. It is over, folks. Authentic America will be here one day. It's just going to take a while. So I hope that this gives those truth seekers out there hope. Okay? And those of us that may still be quite concerned about being hauled off to a reprogramming camp, because they just sent me to one last summer. But I think it was a keep from the guy next door to blow my head off, because he said he was going to blow my head off in the courtroom through the fence, just because, I guess. But he said he was scared, but the ones that'll be the leaders will be people that people never even imagined, and those people that had knocked those people down, they will no longer be, and nobody will probably want to even look at them, because they cause so many problems in their communities. So just remember that. The underdog is going to win. And even if it's not here, and this is some kind of silly made-up story I just went on, and that could be embarrassing, is maybe it just gives someone hope. And you know what? If this special government doesn't get rose up from the Lord, and I am just so off course, which shame on me, is it's gone, the thought's gone, is The foo-fooers won't be around. The meddlers, there won't be as many. Let me just put it that way. They won't want to be around because they help make a mess. They won't want to be seen. And so there's this new group, and God is rising them up. You don't know it yet, and you probably don't even see it. But they've been trained. They've been through it all. They have been through it all. And they have integrity and honesty like no other. And they're amongst you. But unfortunately, you might have been part of throwing mud at them. So, I just want you to know this, that there is a new government coming, but it's not how you think, and it's not going to be done the same way at all. And God's thumb will be on it. And He is going to make the entire creation effortlessly, because He is Creator God.